Mean guitar. We're back with the best guitar series on YouTube. It's time for another tuning specific video, and it's a tuning that I've seen more and more requested every time I check what tunings people want for videos. So ask and you shall receive. And this is also the lowest tuning cover yet, because it's drop E. So to play all the riffs in this video, we have to use this beautiful Zero Void Series 8 that my friend CJ from Zero Guitars was kind enough to send to me. So let's not waste any more time and get right into the riffs. And to start off the riffs in this video, we have actually a band that a lot of people requested because it probably hasn't been featured that much in other drop E videos. It's Archspire with Drone Corpse Aviator. And I have to give a disclaimer, I'm being kind of flexible with what I'm using for drop E in this video, because a lot of bands actually tune to EA, D, G, B, E. And of course, I'm gonna be playing the chuggy slammy riff on this song. I've been listening to Archspire for a little close to 12 years now. I discovered them around the time that their album The Lucid Collective came out, and actually discovered them via a video called Top 10 Technical Death Metal Bass Players. And of course, this is one of the few Archspire riffs that I can actually play. Then of course they do one of those start and stop parts, which are just part of the signature Archspire sound, making it sound very frenetic. And actually it sounds kind of jarring without the vocals, because throughout that whole part there's vocals going on, but without it, there just leaves a lot of empty space, and it's kind of weird. Definitely a lot of ear candy in Archspire songs. Check this out. Next up, we have a band that cannot be excluded out of any A-string tuning discussion. Is Meshuggah with Perpetual Black Second. I love Meshuggah quite a bit, especially the album that this song comes in, which is the album Nothing. And I actually didn't know that this song was in drop E until people started mentioning it, and it does count as drop E in my book since they're dropping the bottom two strings to A and E. And this riff is basically the same the whole way through, and it has some real stank to it. Meshuggah has always got at least that one riff per album. In the case of the album Nothing, it's pretty much every song. Check this out. And next up is definitely one of the more requested bands for this episode, is Infinite Annihilator with Child Chewer, a band that has yet to be featured on the series, and this song has one of their less concerning titles. This is one from the latest album they released, which I didn't really listen to that much. I did listen to quite a bit to the first two albums, and this is another song that is tuned to EA, DGBE, or AIL. It's a fairly simple riff, all things considered. And then it does kind of like the same idea but lower and without the chords. And then the other guitar is actually doing a harmony of that part, which is... But yeah, Infinite Annihilator, check it out. And next up is one of the bands that I was the most excited to include in this episode, is the Tony Danza Tap Danza Extravaganza with I Am Sammy Jenkins. And like I said, this is one of the best examples for a song that I'm being very flexible with this video being drop E, because this is technically like open E. And actually this song, I think the whole way through is using a pitch shifter, which is having the wet knob half the way through so you can hear both things at the same time, with -1 step, so it has like the same note a step lower or a step higher. I don't remember which I ended up using, but with that together, since it's using the note next to the one you're playing, it sounds very dissonant and jarring, which I freaking love. And this is how it sounds without that effect. A little sloppy there, but you get the idea. It's definitely an exquisite riff. Check it out. But after that, we have one of the bands that I've been listening to for the longest time. It's Deftones with Goon Squad. Deftones was definitely a band that I was wanting to include since the moment I thought that I was going to do an 8-string riffs video. And they have a lot of really stanky 8-string riffs, but this is definitely the one that I was grooving the most to, and also because I thought the name was funny. But I mean, like... And this is actually the first song in the entire video that is actually tuned to just regular drop E. And there's also a guitar that Chino Moreno is playing in drop D that is playing the same riff an octave higher, which I think it gives them a certain layer of thickness that just works really well. Koi no Yokan is kind of an underrated album for Deftones in my opinion. Check it out. Next up is definitely the hardest riff in the entire episode, but it's a band that I didn't want to leave out. It's Viljarda with Phantom Assassin. I love the Mesdaden Undervatten album. I don't know how much I butchered that pronunciation. And I don't think the way that I play this song is on the real timbre of it, because the harmonics sound a little different and a little weird. And in the album it actually sounds like they're doing it more like kind of like that thing. But I couldn't figure it out, so I just decided to do the second closest thing. And of course, since it's fall, there's a lot of weird placement of notes like... I am now just realizing that it maybe would have sounded better and would have been easier to play if I just did... But no, I love this album, especially the instrumental version. So you tell me if I did this riff justice. Next up, we have a classic of deathcore with actually one of their more modern songs. It's Chelsea Green with Live With Us from their Suffer in Heaven album, from their like kind of double connected EPs, Suffer in Hell, Suffer in Heaven, which I believe were very well received. Who even is in Chelsea Green right now apart from Tom Barber? And it's kind of fun to go through like the different rhythm changes within the same riff, which are very subtle. It's gonna make a lot more sense once you hear it in context. I still much prefer their earlier albums with their early deathcore unhinged energy, but this is not bad at all. Check it out. Following that, we have another very requested band for this episode. It's Loath with New Faces in the Dark. I have come to like Loath a lot over the years, and I love when they do this stanky kind of riffs with the bending and stuff, which has become kind of a staple of modern metalcore these days. But at the time that they were doing it, it was still pretty fresh. There's a lot of stops in this riff, which just makes every note count a lot more, in my opinion. Like, there's definitely a lot to love in every Loath song, whether they're playing aggressive, whether they're playing something beautiful. And I don't know, it's a band that I dig a lot, and I'm always excited to listen to new stuff by them. Check this out. Last but not least, this is a drop E episode. I have to include some riffs from my boy Andrew Baina, because up next is Carcosa with Manta Black. I think I've told Andrew that this is my favorite song from their band because it has a lot of groove, and I especially love that build up with the bending behind the nut. I just think that's really cool. But I chose to go with the intro riff and I think first verse, because I think those complement each other very well with this very groovy modern deathcore intro, and then go into more of a Slipknot inspired part, in my opinion. At least it sounds to me like that with that. I just think that particular pattern is really cool. And then the next part with the Slipknot type drum beat, it's doing something like those kind of busy parts on 8-string guitar. It's kind of hard to tell what they're playing until they do the accents with the... Still cool. It sounds way more cool in context, in my opinion. Check it out. But that's it for today's video, gang. As always, let me know in the comments down below what are your favorite drop E riffs. I tried my damn hardest for this video not to be filled with genty riffs. I think I'd have like no gentle riffs at all. Technically meshuggah is, but meshuggah is meshuggah. Deftones is doing a new metal groove, so it doesn't count. I think the gentest out of them all will be Loath. I guess I did succeed in not having any gent songs. If you would like to watch another video full of mean and nasty and disgusting riffs, you can watch it right here. All my social media links and my Discord server link will be in the description down below. As always, so please go ahead and check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.